don't know really what to say, but I kind of feel like there's a need inside of myself to record the thoughts that I'm having and just kind of share my experiences with others. So here I am. My name is Jay. Well, Jared Moore. And yeah, I've just been going through incredible internal experiences lately, and I just think that there's a lot of struggle out there to tie things together and understand, this whole experience we are having. And I can't help but just want to help others awaken to themselves and just, really find out what their true purpose is and, what resonates with them. And, if I could share my experience and, help one person, that would be it, that's my goal. So yeah, to start, I've been doing a lot of traveling since, the past couple of years, and I think, that was a really huge part in the process that I've been going through. Me and Tatum's my wife. We lived in Flagstaff, Arizona for a couple of years. I was working, long shifts, sometimes 120 hours in a pay period. She was going to college, we were just living, paying rent, doing that work cycle. And I felt like, I did 2 years of just consistent, hour after hour working. I didn't really have much to show for it. Very unconscious living, drinking every weekend, substance, and then, work, get off work, midnight, drive by a 24-hour Mexican place and, down some carne asada fries, and then work all day the next day, not eat everything and do it again, just really unconscious habits. And it was just, it was going, I felt like I was just gonna die if I kept doing that, but luckily she graduated, and, it was time to, do something different. We decided, as a celebration, we'd go to Costa Rica and celebrate in that way. And man, it was so amazing, this trip, like, really just started it all. We did about a month backpacking in Costa Rica, and like, you really start to notice like all these little things that, make you comfortable day to day. So when you're out backpacking, going like hostel to hostel, you start to realize like all these little things that like make you uncomfortable. And like, you kind of notice like your addictions, like, caffeine, and like certain things like that. And you just really can start pinpointing these patterns in yourself once you kind of give yourself space from that mundane routine that we all have, or that you can have. I feel like that 2 years was like, holy crap, working at Pepsi over and over and over, just shifts, kind of just like, I was working out, and, but I wasn't treating my mind or body right. There was no mindfulness in anything I was doing. It was like, the next dopamine hit, get through the shift, let's do it. So yeah, I think like a sabbatical is huge. I think that's huge for like someone who's never taken like time, like, to be away from work and be away from this like cycle of society that we kind of get like hypnotized into. I don't know, hypnotized, but like just kind of like we get lost in it. I think you guys can all relate on that. But yeah, I just, that was a huge, stepping stone. We were like, man, how can we, do this more? And, we had an idea that like when we got back, we'd buy an RV and, live that nomadic life and, you know, try to travel as much as we can. And because, you know, like traveling, everybody wants to travel, or a lot of people like to travel, and like they think, you know, you can never do it, or like, you know, we use all these interesting, like, you know, circumstances that we're in kind of hold us back, like finances or whatever. Like, I don't, you know, there's fear, you know, fear comes up when you're trying to, you know, get past and through those, you know, your comfort zone. But yeah, like after that we bought the RV, and it just became like everything for us. So like we spent probably like 3 months renovating the RV, and we took off to South Padre Island, Texas. And I'm not saying it was easy at all by any means, because like, you know, financially it was hard. You know, we ran into a lot of issues, had a lot of like things like breaking down in, you know, the middle of El Paso on the freeway during rush hour traffic. Our fuel pump went out. You know, I had to hang out in Austin, Texas for a while, and, you know, luckily I had Tatum's sister's friend helped us, and, you know, there's like a compartment you had to go in, and like you had like no room to work without dropping the gas tank. But anyways, like, you know, there's tons of resistance, you know, and tons of tests and things that just come up that, like, you know, in reality it's kind of live testing you, like, you know, are you gonna let your old thought pattern control your outcome right now? Are you gonna just, you know, are you gonna back down? And I mean, I can't tell you how many times this happens. Like, you really do have to have like resilient mindset and just, you know, keep powering through. Because if you let like all those doubts, fears, anxieties like overcome you, you know, you won't get where you want to be. And that's kind of like something I feel like I had a lot of trouble with, like in the beginning of our travels, is like, you know, like you can go to the most beautiful places in the world, and if your mind's not right, if you're not actually practicing mindfulness and you're treating yourself in a way that's just not healthy, you're not gonna really be enjoying yourself there. You're not gonna be in the moment, you know. You're almost like you're there but you're not there, you know. And I think that's like an important thing for people to understand, is like you really do have to have the inner work. The inner work is the most important thing, in my opinion. Like, you can't, nothing in your outer world is gonna be what you want it to be if you're in that, if you're feeling sorry and, you know, if you're hurting inside. You really gotta get down to the root cause of everything, you know. But yeah, I really want to continue doing little videos like this, and, you know, maybe one day I'll show you guys, but right now I'm just kind of talking to myself. But yeah, I really think, like, you know, we all feel it right now. There's a lot of chaos and, you know, chaos. I don't watch the news, and I hear things and I pay attention. I don't deny the facts. That's what my life coach would say. Don't deny the facts, just, you know, accept them. But like, what can you do about certain things? Are you gonna let the fear overcome you, whether that's, you know, the politics, the news, whatever it may be that, you know, controls your emotions? Like, you really gotta figure out, all right, like, is this something I actually care about? Is this something that's immediately affecting me in this moment right now? Most of the time, no. I think my day-to-day, you know, interactions with people in the world is very, very, very peaceful, and very just like wholesome moments when you're really there and really, you know, being mindful. So yeah, I think there's just kind of a lot of work to be done. I have like a lot of just things that come up for myself, and you know, this is individual experiences. My experience isn't going to be the same as yours. I mean, growing up, I feel like I was blessed with really good circumstances. Some others would say maybe not, but I just think, you know, everyone has to do the work and understand the patterns that they have, and the fears that are holding you back from just doing what you want to do. Like, there's nothing that you can't do. Like, all these false perceptions and, you know, things that we keep, you know, telling ourselves, it's not true. It's most of the time it's not true. It's just, you know, our critical thinking mind that we were taught growing up to, you know, think rationally. But rational thinking doesn't get you your dream. You gotta feel, and you gotta feel every little bit of that dream and just make it happen. Don't let anything hold you back. I'm learning that process now, and I think, you know, I'm clearing a lot of blockages and contractions that would, you know, I would never record like this, be in this setting, or even talk like this. Like, I feel like, you know, there's like that self-doubt and self-consciousness that some people have, and I feel like, you know, I want to help people get through that, because that's not how you need to live. That's not how we should live. You know, we're meant to be free, confident, just dreaming and making things happen for ourselves. So yeah, I'm gonna be dropping videos or little talks like this just to relate with my fellow humans and, you know, connect. So I think everyone should try to connect in this way, and I think it's, what a better time, you know, when we're all connected by these phones. So much love, peace, and talk to you guys soon.